Joy Behar calls her a 10. I mean, how dare she objectify a woman with a sexist rating system, but it's such a typical thing from a 1.5.
Well said.
The motives stink worse than Joy Behar's jog bra. I mean, assuming she jogs. Oh, wait, there she is. She has a point. Maybe I am obsessed, but some people are obsessed with Bigfoot, and they don't get to see him on TV every afternoon. And if they did, could they tell the two apart? I don't know.
Joy Behar just got completely shut down by Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus, and the moment was impossible to ignore. Imagine emotional shock clashing with sharp cutting humor in the middle of a heated showdown. Gutfeld took Joy's confident smile and flipped it into a full-on spiral live for everyone to see. Tyrus stayed calm, dropped quick one-liners like precision strikes, and watched her lose control right on the spot. What you're about to witness makes even intense roast battles look like soft motivational talks gone wildly off track. Now let's walk straight into the aftermath.
It's not even that. In The View, you don't need to find Trumpers. You need to fire your race baiters.
Yeah.
You need to fire the two races. You've had people. You had a McCain on there. You've had people on there before, and you ran them off. So the racist ones who want to stick to this, Whoopi and Sonny, and the, was it Bette Midler? What's her name? Yeah, broke-ass Bette Midler. Fire them and bring people in. Maybe you could get McCain to come back. She was a Republican, but every show and every break, she was nearly in tears because she was being attacked.
Joy Behar has ruled the shaky kingdom of daytime TV for so long that it's surprising no one challenged her throne earlier. Then Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus appeared, not with drama or chaos, but with something far more destructive. Sharp sarcasm, perfect timing, and a stage that never backed down. In seconds, the image of Joy's untouchable power started falling apart faster than her attempts to relate to anyone who shops anywhere without valet service. This wasn't just a small crack in her armor, it was the beginning of a total breakdown, and the expression on her face, completely unforgettable.
This week, Joy Behar accused Elon Musk of being pro-apartheid, but then begged him afterwards not to sue. Musk lawyers have yet to comment because they're still checking to see if it's legal to sue a cow.
Shots fired.
Just a legal question. I don't know why it's so upsetting. I don't make the rules in this country.
If you are enjoying this takedown, please hit that subscribe button. Make no mistake, there was no loud argument, no blazing clash, no dramatic scene where Joy could try to overpower anyone. This wasn't a debate, it was a careful, calculated takedown broadcast for everyone to see. Every move was intentional, every comment delivered with icy accuracy. And the most surprising part, they didn't even need her to show up. Her absence made the impact twice as harsh, because this wasn't just a strike, it was a clean, methodical breakdown that left absolutely no way out.
Now to some news. The feral monsters of The View say they've never heard of you-know-who. True, the show that makes mornings hell claim that my name doesn't ring a bell. It's time for...
Our view on The View. Ugh.
Yeah, the witch's coven finally shows me some lovin'. Yesterday on The View, yours truly was the subject of conversation. Apparently, the broads have no idea who I am, or so they say. Hit it, Gladys.
Gutfeld, whose whole style revolves around tearing apart media nonsense with the force of a comic running at full speed, didn't even have to say Joy's name. Instead, he built the perfect picture. Self-important daytime hosts talking to their own echo chamber, sipping Chardonnay, and acting like they understand the price of basic everyday items. And if that doesn't capture Joy Behar in her most natural setting, then gravity might as well be optional. The satire was so sharp, you could almost hear it cutting straight through the polished image she spent years trying to protect.
Said that Gutfeld talks about you all the time.
Who is he? Well, really, who is he?
I don't watch the show.
He has a show.
I don't watch the
never
show.
heard of him.
Yeah.
I guess he's just obsessed with me.
No. Next, Joy's going to say she's never heard of carbs. Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch and Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's moo-moo.
Tyrus slipped into his usual role as the silent finisher. No yelling, no dramatic gestures, just steady, calculated humor delivered with exact precision. While Joy kept performing for an audience that reacted on command like well-trained habits, Tyrus stayed still with that blank, unfazed look that quietly asked, "Are we honestly still treating this woman as a serious voice?" He never said her name, yet everyone understood exactly who he was aiming at. This wasn't a light tease. It was a comedy moment crafted with the accuracy of a planned strike. Joy Behar, once the confident symbol of certainty on a show that used to matter, had suddenly become the punchline of a joke she wasn't even present to see. And somehow, she still remained the center of the entire moment.
No, this is what elitists do who can't, like, if you don't know who someone is, how did you know to automatically hate him? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, that's how fake and full of she is. Gutfeld, never heard of him. Don't like him. Why? Cause why? That's why I just turned to one of my kids. Cause why?
Yeah.
Cause I don't know who he is. Never heard of him at all in my entire life. But why? Cause I don't know. Because they are the last TV show to talk about high turnover. Mm-hmm. We've been rolling 3 steady for a long time.
Yeah.
We don't take breaks in the commercial to get away from each other. Well, that's what the drinking's for.
Yes.
Megan McCain, how'd that go?
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell, or any of these previous fellow employees? Because one of the things they said was that no one walks away from money. Right?
Yeah.
So they got people running away from it over there.
And this is where Gutfeld's skill shone the most. He didn't confront anything directly, he simply laughed. No raised voices, no heated exchanges, just a calm, steady breakdown of the belief system Joy has held onto for years. All he needed were a few well-timed smirks and the occasional lifted eyebrow. This wasn't a fight, it was comedy used like a wrecking ball. The twist? Joy still thinks she's on top, like a ship captain directing music with pride while the water rises around her. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't need to make any big moves. Reality was already handling the heavy lifting. They just made sure the moment was captured on camera.
So the problem is that you have to go after the racist people. And if the CEO goes, you know what, I'm not going to allow a woman on my show or man that will go after white America and talk about them like dogs. That doesn't represent our ideals or values for anyone. And get rid of those people. And this will clear up real quick. So do you have to actually look in the mirror and clean up your own backyard and get the racist people out? Because that's who you allowed in. You allowed black racist on TV who could just go all day and say anything about white people. And I guess lo and behold, they forgot that there's a lot of people at home, white people at home during the day that are not watching your show anymore. So just clean it up.
Yeah, you know, Emily.
Tyrus, always the minimalist, never needs dramatic flair. His whole approach depends on posture, irony, and that effortless deadpan that hits before the joke even lands. While Behar seems to need a full production team and a spotlight just to make a point, Tyrus can raise one eyebrow and speak half a sentence that sends a shock through the room. Joy Behar's relevance faded several controversies ago, yet she still insists on being seen as a serious voice while performing like a walking political cartoon. Her rants parade around like grand speeches, but land with the precision of a failed trivia guess and the elegance of a blaring horn. The applause she absorbs isn't real praise, it's habit. The kind of empty clapping that happens not because anything is clever, but because the crowd has learned to react on cue. Meanwhile, Gutfeld and Tyrus deliver the actual comedy. The kind that slips in quietly and exposes the absurdity sitting right in front of everyone.
It's about the view. It's become like a medical hospital that displays human misfailure. Like it's like here, let's look at this political oddity. Ah! You know, it's like it really is like the left-wing equivalent of a carnival sideshow, except instead of bearded ladies and fat clowns and two-headed cows. Well, let me rephrase that. But The View is a victim of the sunk cost fallacy. You know, how can you now speak the truth and when for years you've been telling lie after lie after lie? Now you're carrying this big bag of rocks around you because it's too harmful for their ego to admit that we really were dishonest. And they could be honest. All they would have to say is, look, we hate Trump so much. We were willing to lie about Joe Biden because we felt he was preferable. We thought our lying and our cover-up was on your behalf. Just say that. You're still scum, but at least you're an honest scum.
And Tyrus gave her that look, the one that quietly asks, "Do you honestly hear what you're saying?" Then he just turned and walked off, leaving the remains of her argument to burn out on their own. He doesn't debate, he watches. And in that steady, sharp stare is the most powerful mockery of all. You can't defeat satire with sincerity, and you can't overpower irony with anger. That's exactly where Joy Behar unravels. She's the master of dramatic outrage, but completely unprepared for this kind of fight. While she throws emotional swings, Gutfeld steps aside with humor and answers with logic wrapped in playful absurdity. She could drop the performance at any time, but she refuses. The thrill of feeling right on camera, even when the facts crumble, is simply too tempting. And that is what Gutfeld and Tyrus reveal, not Joy the individual, but Joy the polished character she spent years presenting.
Sure. All that. And the price of butter. Sonny gets the game ball. If it wasn't for her, asking that question, it might have been a closer election. But when oh no, nothing really comes to mind, I was like, ching. Listen, they're bitter, they're angry, they're entitled. They also should be. This should have been a reset for everyone who pushed lies and misinformation for the last. They called him Hitler, they call these things. America rejected them. And instead of coming back and saying, we lied, they instead are now doubling down. So let her keep doing it, because if she keeps that up, we're going to keep getting the Senate and probably the House and the White House, because people see right through your lie.
It's like watching someone reveal the Emperor's wardrobe disaster without ever mentioning him. Yet everyone instantly knows who's standing there, completely exposed. That's when the comedy hits with full force. Tyrus lands the knockout without speaking a single word, sitting there stone still as the camera holds on his face. No setup, no punchline, just that look, the one that silently says, "I can't believe this is the topic we're dealing with." That expression alone could dissolve whatever fragment of self-awareness still clings to Behar's teleprompter. And honestly, the moment was overdue. Someone needed to roast The View without ever walking onto its set. The show has shifted from real conversation to a weekly parody of how to destroy nuance with style. Gutfeld and Tyrus don't need to appear on it. They're already running the sharper, funnier version without the cue cards or the programmed applause.
Joy sure loves running her mouth. She should. But she should. It's the only running she does. Emily! So what did you make of this? VVAC is what she called him. I don't care if you disagree or agree with him. That dude is not dumb.
No, and that is what was so ridiculous. Everything that comes out of her mouth is ridiculous, but for her to make that kind of point about someone that we all know, that regardless how you feel about his politics or him running, that he is undeniably brilliant, is so ridiculous.
While The View wraps itself in its own applause, Gutfeld and Tyrus deliver comedy with actual edge. And it's painfully clear which one the audience truly wants. One side lectures, the other makes people laugh. And when viewers get tired of constant preaching, humor wins every time. The twist! Joy Behar wasn't even present for her own takedown. As she spun in her swivel chair, waiting for some dramatic rival to show up, Gutfeld and Tyrus were already breaking down her legacy, like an overcooked roast forgotten in the slow cooker of daytime TV. No invitation, no spotlight, just a careful, direct dismantling carried out from a distance. Gutfeld lit the spark from his studio, took a calm sip of coffee, and watched the base of Joy's polished little kingdom shake. Tyrus wrapped it up with one flat stare and a short, amused breath that spoke louder than any speech ever could.
Here's Joy Behar talking about refusing to share a kidney.
I find it friends bizarre. With a Trump supporter. I won't give them a kidney, but I could be friends with them.
Hey, Joy, it's a kidney, not a pizza. Of course, she's kidding at first, but then she goes on to explain the moral foundation for her resentment, and it's the same one that drives all deadly ideologies.
And that's what stings the most. Joy expected a clash, a fiery response, maybe even a dramatic split-screen face-off. Instead, she ended up in a roast where the so-called star didn't even matter anymore. Imagine spending years building a persona designed to spark reactions, only to realize no one bothers provoking it now, because the spark is gone, the costume is worn out, and the circus moved on long ago. Even worse, the audience didn't miss her, not for a moment. We're in a new era, one where viewers have outgrown the polished, overproduced lecture halls pretending to be talk shows. They're trading forced anger for sharp satire, smug speeches for quiet smirks, and endless rants for a single expression that says everything. The View, once a midday battleground for clashing opinions, now feels like a dim wax museum. Hosts drifting through scripted outrage and recycled ideas, served like leftovers nobody asked for.
Sausage maker Johnsonville is recalling more than 42,000 pounds of pork sausage for possible contamination with plastic fibers. Fortunately, authorities were able to track all 42,000 pounds to a single location in New York City.
Younger viewers aren't lining up to be lectured by millionaire hosts who confuse applause with authority. They've stopped showing up for the same tired puppet act, especially when the strings are visible and the puppeteers won't stop scolding the audience. Instead, they're choosing voices like Gutfeld and Tyrus, who highlight the absurd with nothing more than a smirk and a relaxed shrug. Meanwhile, Joy is still out there shouting at clouds, unaware that the storm passed ages ago. Gutfeld checks the cultural forecast with a grin and a lifted eyebrow, while Joy shakes her fist at lightning as if she can control the weather. Spoiler, the sky isn't paying attention anymore, and neither is anyone else. So while Joy is likely preparing another panel segment where everyone nods before she even finishes talking, the real takedown already happened, without her ever stepping into the room. Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't need her there to roast her, just her habits, her persona, and a show frozen on repeat. The rest nearly completed itself, and now, her so-called throne, it's little more than a shaky stool sitting on top of a fading laugh track, surrounded by the dust of outdated opinions waiting to be swept away.